Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for those of you in no contact, or if you have no contact with someone, when will they contact you and what's going on? Why are they not contacting you? So we're going to see what's coming through and you can take your pick. So we've got here three wonderful groups. You've got group 1, Group 2, Group 3, whichever crystal you're most excited by, or maybe it's a number, or there's a certain part that just screams to you, like that's the one really for you. So take your pick, and then you can go to the description box of the video, and in there will be the timestamps. So what you can do is you can click on the timestamp and then you can watch your reading, so it will take you to the right reading essentially. Also, just very quickly wanted to mention as well, if you haven't already checked out my Etsy store, feel free to do so if you want to. You don't of course have to. A lot of people have some results with the items on my Etsy store because they are there to help you manifest intentions and things that you essentially want to happen in your life. So there's really beautiful intention items on there. There's crystals, there's decoration pieces, there's also charms and letters. There is also as well beaded bracelets, necklaces, anklets, face masks as well, and there's teas and pom-poms, tassels, hand embroidered cards, which are hand embroidered by me, which you can put under your pillow and your wallet or your purse, items are meditated with, and sage. So really special. There's also coins which are like yes or no divination coins as well. Check all of those items out if you are interested. It's something that I do of course on the side and I really enjoy it, and of course so many of you have seen results. So check out the review section as well on my Etsy store to see how other people have seen results with these items. Also, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, check out the description box below, since I offer a free reading every single month, and private paid readings. That is something that I do offer. Everything is in the description box below, so check it out. Everything is there. All your questions could be answered there. So yeah, check out the description box below, which is just below the title of the video, not the comment section, the description box. Okay, so we're going to start first with group number 1 and then move across. So that is what we're going to do. So let me just move these cards to the side, to the left, actually, to the left. All right. Okie dokie. Let's just move this back a little bit. Have more space for the cards. Okay, so group number 1. When will this person contact you? What's going on? All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is actually your time frame, but I want to see what's going on in the whole situation, and then I will give you this time frame. All right, so I'm literally just gonna leave it right here for the time being. Let's take a bit of a deep dive and then we'll see what the time frame shows as well. So this deck is very beautiful. I know I'm gonna get so many questions on it. I actually bought this off of Etsy because well, I'm an Etsy seller and I sell things on Etsy too, right? Spiritual items. And then I also look at what amazing other things people sell, and there's so many incredible artists on there and deck makers, should I say, and I found this one on there. So this is the Reconciliation deck. It's very beautifully made. Look at that. It's really nice. Okay, so let's have a look and see what is going on here between the two of you. Let's have a look. All right, so we've got here stay the course, which I think is really interesting actually, because this is showing you, and I really believe also telling you as well, that there is a reason to stay in the situation even if there is no contact. Now, I never recommend waiting. I recommend putting the person on the back burner, doing your own thing, living your best life, and letting them come to you when they are ready. But I also feel here that there is this energy that is telling you to sort of stay on the path and kind of not cancel them out or rule them out completely. But what that doesn't mean is that you sit there and wait for them day after day after day. Does that make sense? It's kind of like you have that path there if you need it, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. Stay on the course. Stay the course, should I say, right? We have here as well, take a time out. So that really goes very well actually with this particular card. Like, take time out for yourself. It also shows here that time apart is necessary in this situation. So what's going on also with them is that they need that time out. They need that break. They need that space. It's something very vital, very crucial for them, for their mental health, their emotional health, their spiritual health, social health, financial health. They really need that time away in that sense as well. But it's, you've got this like little, I think it's called a clapperboard, right? Which shows that they can very much so get back into the situation after taking the break. So that's what's happening there. Social media connection. So it can be that the two of you still maybe follow each other, or there's something that's happened on social media where you really want to either reach out to them, or you want to somehow get in contact, or you're waiting for them to reach out to you, but there's something about social media that is clicking in your situation. So keep that in mind as well. I'm going to do charms, but I'm also going to get some tarot cards out in just a little bit. Social media connection. There's a social media connection between the two of you. Okay, this one here says assert yourself. All right. Now, for those of you, remember I did mention as well social media connection. I did say that, you may be really tempted to reach out to them and to actually do something about the situation rather than them doing something. You might be the one wanting to do something. In certain situations, it can be appropriate to reach out yourself. But what I would say is if they are the ones that ended things, right? Because it could go either way. And I'm also doing a general reading, of course. But if they are the ones that ended things, you need to let them come to you, is the messages that I'm getting. Whereas if you're the one that ended things, asserting yourself can be okay. All right, so that's what we have there. But I would say let them come to you. We've got here growth and transformation. So during this period of time, they are growing, they are transforming, they are healing. Actually, wow, look at this. Growing, transforming, healing, right? So there's a lot of healing power here, especially with the healing in progress. This can be to do with childhood wounds, childhood trauma, abandonment issues, because the inner child, when it gets wounded, it tends to run and it tends to hide and it tends to avoid any kind of confrontation and things like that. So, it's a huge part of psychology, but it's also a huge part of childhood as well, how the childhood can also affect people that, eventually get to grow up. So I really feel here that they're taking time out here to heal, right? To mend any wounds and any hurt that they have faced. Growth and transformation shows that they're going through cycles and phases, but they also really need to go through this in order to feel stronger, because you have got the tree here as well. And the tree is about nurturing those roots and nurturing those you have to get to like the root part of the wound in order to like know what's there and then to heal it and things like that. So they're really going through a phase right now of healing themselves, growing, transforming, which is why they need some time here. But we also have the card just for you, all right? So you can expect an incoming message from them. That is the message here with just for you, right? Especially with social media connection, it could be a message that you get from them via social media, but we have got a message which can come from them. So look, I mean, if things ended between the two of you and you feel like you're the one that sort of triggered things, it is okay to assert yourself, but I will say the main message here is allow them to come to you, because I do see that that can happen here with the Just For You card. All right, so that's what we have there. And see what tarot is showing us. Don't worry, I'll get onto the time frame in just a little bit. Okay, tarot, what are you showing us? So something really tells me that this person could feel very overwhelmed by your situation, your connection, that they know that they need to do a lot more work on themselves. They need to heal themselves and grow and basically become as strong as you are. They need to match your energy is what I'm picking up here. They do have feelings towards you. That's the one thing that I do see, because I see this Just For You card, which is personal. It is a little intimate, and it just goes to show that they do have these feelings towards you, which they may be hiding, but they are present. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Two of Cups. I'm just looking at the card because I'm like, yeah, they do have feelings towards you. There you go. There's a confirmation of what I said. They do have feelings towards you. They want to give you something, but they also want to, like I said as well, they know they need to heal and become mature like you are, right? So the Two of Cups here is being at your level. This is a mutual energy, right? Both of these people are offering the same it's balanced on equal sides, and it's not one person is scared and the other person is like totally ready. It's mutual. So that's what I see here, especially with this card right there. Of course, you've got the angel, the Venus angel there as well, which is quite strong. You've also got here the Eight of Wands. Okay, so Eight of Wands here shows incoming messages as well, all right, which will come your way. Well, so they will contact you. Okay, they will contact you. Because some of you might be wondering, are they even going to? I do see that they will, because it's not always that someone's going to contact you, right? So they will contact you. See, Six of Pentacles as well, that mutual energy there with the scales, and wanting to be as equal and mutual as possible. Again, they could be focusing on their finances. That was something I mentioned at the beginning, right? Is that they're emotionally and mentally, but also financially focusing on other things, trying to get those aspects of themselves together. All right, we have the moon. Yeah, see, growth and transformation, cycles and phases. This is the moon, which is pretty much just also bringing things to light that they know they need to heal. Sometimes people bury their head in the sand. They don't want to accept or acknowledge things that they need to work on. And sometimes it takes, for example, you triggering them to figure out like, okay, you need to work hard on this. You need to do this. You need to be more equal. You need to be more mutual. You need to heal childhood trauma, things like that, right? So you kind of lifted the veil on it. It's not your fault. They do need to heal those things. Sooner or later, they would have come across it. So, of course, this moon card with both of these cards makes so much sense, right? It's very, very powerful, very strong in that sense. A lot of things coming to light. They are growing, they are transforming, they are healing, because, well, that's what it is. Tower. Okay, so the old ways are crumbling for them. They know that they can't go on any longer in their old ways, hence of course they are transforming, right? So this here shows like any conflict or frustration that could have occurred. They understand that, you know, it takes two to tango. It's not just one person doing all the work. It's not just one person's ideas or ideals. It works both ways, and that is the Tower. This is them essentially it shows here that the foundation was quite weak, right? So sometimes what's better is for the tower to crumble and then to build up a new tower, to build things up again. It's like demolishing a building so that you can build something stronger and better and nicer in place, right? So that is essentially the Tower here. Old ways have to crumble in order for new ways to come together. Okay, so sometimes the Tower actually is necessary. You find that in life as well, like really difficult moments. No, they're not necessary, difficult moments, but we learn a lot. We become so much stronger, we become much more aware, and sometimes it's, you know, we look back, you know, at Tower moments and we think, actually, you know what, maybe that had to have happened. So again, it's one of those things. It's not fun. It's not fun, ever. You know, nobody likes Tower moments. We've got the Empress here as well. Again, Venus energy coming through. So you've got the Angel of Venus. Now you've got here Venus, quite literally as well. So this here is about having respect towards you and knowing that they need to be mature enough to be able to be around you, because you have this Empress energy, whether you're male or female, right? So they know that they need to be kind and respectful and caring. And so, you know, that's what they're trying to do right now. And your last card here is the Three of Cups. Social, right? Social energy as well. So I do feel like they will reach out to you. For some of you, there could be a third party situation. What I will say, and what I do feel is quite important, is that this is not for everyone, okay? So third party doesn't mean it's for everyone, because what I see here is that they have a lot of issues, specifically like trauma related issues going within, and a lot of them just cannot think about dating and things like that. But for some of you, there could be a third party situation that you're aware of here, and it can also be that that person also triggers them, is a karmic person, and really just, you know, is showing them like, no, you know, things are not going to work here. So it, you know, a lot of truth comes to light for them, where they understand much more of their issues and problems and challenges and know what's right and what's wrong and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. So again, that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's get to your time frame. When is the contact period that we're seeing here? we're seeing 2 weeks, all right? 2 weeks. Now, what I'm also say when I say this particular 2 weeks is that it's important for you again to focus and to shift your energy to yourself as well and to take care of yourself. When two people have a spiritual connection, which I feel like there is a bit of a spiritual connection here. Now, spiritual connections can also be in friends and family members, okay? So it's something to keep in mind. When two people have like a spiritual connection, the more energy you are giving to them, the more it can slow them down. So it can change the time frame, and I want you to be aware of that. If you're constantly thinking about them, if your days revolve around thinking about them, it slows down the energies. It's like moving through a swamp or through snow. It's so much slower. The more you're focused on yourself and you're taking care of yourself, you're looking after yourself, the more energy you're giving to yourself and not to them, so they don't have as much energy left, right? Well, they don't have as much energy from you. So what that does is that actually allows things to go faster, basically, and it can match this particular time frame. So that's what happens, right? That's why they say, like, things happen when you least expect it. When you least expect it, that's when communication can happen. But if you're expecting communication and you're literally just focused on this time frame and that's all you focus on, then it will slow down. It's one of those things, right? The more you want something, the more stagnant it can become. Even with the law of attraction, believe it or not, the more you are obsessed with an outcome, the slower it can become, and the more stagnant it can also become as well. And I think that's really important to point out in many ways. Okay, so now we go to the charms and the letters. So what you want to do is you want to detach from the outcome, which is really, really important. And that's what law of attraction also teaches. When you detach away from the outcome, it can be much more favorable. So now I'm going to do the letters. Now this could be initials. This could also be words that make sense to your situation. Okay, by the way, I don't know what letters these are, obviously, because they're all jumbled and can't even see half of them, so just thought I'd mention that. But we've got here an S and an R and a G and a Y and a V, another R, and I'll also do charms as well. Got an X and another X and an A and an N, a U and a C. Okay, well, that's what we've got there, all right. Sometimes the words are very obvious, and sometimes I'm just looking at them and I'm thinking, guac? I'm literally seeing guac, like guacamole, and I'm just like, Moonlight, come on, like what even is that, you know? It's different, you know. Some of you will see words that I won't see. I think I see things like van. I of course saw guac. I see 2 X's here as well. Some of you could be an X, but of course, you know, X is like EX, not just X. Some of you might even feel like the situation's over, you know, because like X is like that, and also X in Roman numerals is 10. So, you know, some of you might literally feel like, okay, well, that's gone and done, isn't it? So, yeah, that's what I see here. We almost got the word surgery, but not quite, not quite. All right, anyways, so that's what we have here. Let's go with the charms. All right, got another X here as well, XXX. Okay, X-rated. So we have got XXX. What does XXX even stand for? It's like rated R, isn't it? Or something like that. Okay, well, we have here time, all right? So we did talk about the time, heart-shaped emoji, so clearly there's feelings on both sides, and there's attraction on both sides, you know, like physical attraction on both sides. You've got K here as well. Okay, you got van and car. Something about automobile situations that I'm also picking up on. You've also got here okay, look, I'm not so good with my like lobsters and scorpion energies, all right? So just bear with me when I point this out. might make sense to some of you. Some of you might go, not really sure what that is. See, the thing is, right, it really reminds me of whatever this is. Sometimes I think it's like a scorpion, right? Sometimes I think it's a lobster. Can't really tell the difference. But you've got it in the moon card, all right, which is showing things coming to light. So there you go. You've got a really big confirmation here of growth, transformation, healing, very, very strong energy right there. So just thought I'd mention that, I don't want to like embarrass myself, but I really don't know what it is, so I'll research it, no worries. Okay, so we've also got Tiger Eye with the star here as well. So this shows strength and confidence. So for sure they're getting stronger and they know that you are strong as well. They will have the strength in time to reach out to you, which is what I'm picking up here as well. So I felt like we had a lot of charms in my hands, but actually not that many were there, interestingly enough. It's just that they were the bigger charms. Okay, so and that's what we have here, group number 1. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items which are on Etsy. And do take care. So everything's in the description box. Okay, so let me take away the charms actually this time. My hands are really dry, guys. I'm sorry. I know I have to mention that, but I really need to do something about this because it is, oh, I can't stand it. Okay. I'm just going to take away these charms. I'm going to take away the cards and then we'll go on to your next reading. But I'm also going to, in between as well, quickly moisturize my hands because, don't know if that bugs anyone else, when you're like excessively washing your hands, they just get a bit dry. And me and dry skin, I can't do it. So, especially when I'm touching cards and things, it feels really weird. Okay. This is my favorite one. I know nobody's really going to care, but this literally is like the most life-changing moisturizer I have ever tried. I've had this for a very long time. You only need like a very little bit. It's this one by Neutrogena. I don't know what happens. It just like absorbs dry skin. It's so bizarre. It's the Norwegian formula. It's the light one. The red one is crazy. It's like you feel like you've literally just like taken all of that dry skin off. It's so bizarre. But this stuff is good. I try other hand creams and stuff and it feels like I put it on and then half an hour later my skin's even drier. And I read this article as well. Okay, this is like so off topic, isn't it? But I read this article as well about chapstick and how the more you apply it, the drier your lips get, which is so bizarre. It's like they're trying to sell you extra. But anyways, this hand cream is good because it doesn't do what the other ones do. It doesn't make things dry. It actually does the job perfectly. Okay, I'm happy and my hands are happy. Right, let's go to your next reading. Okay. Alright, group number 2. This is your reading. When will he/she contact you? Alright. What's going on, and are they even going to contact you? Like, that's something we definitely need to pick up on as well. So let's have a look. All right, if the two of you are in no contact, if you're in separation, things like that. You have chosen this stunning crystal. Like, let's just admire it for a second. How beautiful. So beautiful. I feel like the cards also match my setup here as well. By the way, this deck is called the Reconciliation deck. I purchased it on Etsy. Some really good stuff on Etsy, like stuff that you just can't find anywhere else, because these are like indie decks where they make like a small quantity, and yeah, they're just so beautifully thought out. So yeah, I found it on there, which is great. Okay, so that's your time frame. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to see what is going on. That is my main priority at this very point in time. So that's what I'm going to do first. All right, so let me do that and we will see what's coming through. So let's see what's going on, and then I'll get to the time frame. We'll also do charms, letters, and I'm also going to grab some tarot cards as well. Okay, so we've got here just for you. We have here an ex involved, and we have mommy issues. All right. Now, whether you're male or female, I definitely feel like this person here has had some issues with their mother. It could have, now there's various issues, okay, when I'm talking about this. Could be that maybe they have a very strained relationship with their mother. It could be that they need to heal matters with their mother. It could be that their mother passed away, for example. So there's some kind of an issue here with a mother. I also feel like the mother is being very, very pressurizing on them, especially if they are around, or there is a mother figure, say for example, who is really, really pressurizing them. And they could also be getting dreams and signs and synchronicities and things like that. Say, for example, if their mother has passed away. Okay, so there are ways for them to get pressure whether they are around or not. And that's something to really keep in mind. So that is what I see here. Now, mommy issues could also be, like, for example, if you're a male watching this reading, it could be, especially if they do have children, again, it could be that they have issues with that and things like that. So it's very different, right, for so many of you. And of course, I'm doing a general reading. So this reading is quite open in that sense, but it's also very specific. Yeah. So that's what we have, and of course we have here as well the an ex involved as well. So it could be that again they have to take care of issues in that particular department, and they have to find middle ground, especially if there are children involved in this situation. It's something that they really need to take care of. It's something that they need to figure out and sort of get in that sense. Now, for some of you where there are no children involved in this situation, or were any children involved, this really does point towards the fact that there could be an ex that's sort of stirring them up in that sense, or stirring up something, where they are thinking a lot about what happened in the past situations of course with their ex and how things went. It's really stirring up a lot in their mind. And of course you got just for you. So they are thinking about you, but they're also thinking about this particular ex here as well. Now, what I will say is that you can be the ex. I know that sounds crazy, and I know that sounds weird, but for those of you that are the ex of this person, you are actually stirring up a lot of their feelings as well. Now, if you are someone who doesn't have contact with this person, but you were never with the person to begin with, then they are thinking about someone here who is an ex. However, if you are the ex, I am pretty sure that this is actually you, but they could also be thinking about past connections in general, okay? So I know this is so confusing for a reading, but stay with me. It's one of those things. It will make sense, and you will know which bits make sense. Your intuition and your gut will tell you, okay, that's for me, that's maybe not. So I think that that's one thing to also keep in mind, is your gut will automatically know as well. Okay, sorry, this actually fell on my microphone, so I'm sorry if that made a weird sound. So we've got here nearby, and we've got on the same page. Let me continue grabbing these cards out. Money matters. How beautiful are these cards? They're so colourful, so vibrant. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I bought these with my own money, but they're so beautiful. I totally recommend these. I get sent a lot of cards as well, and I don't always say great things about them, because some of them are super flimsy, and they when you shuffle them, they give you paper cuts and things. These are great. Great. Okay, and you've got here narcissistic. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that this person can have some narcissistic tendencies. Doesn't mean that they are a narcissist, okay? But people can have narcissistic tendencies. Look, a lot of people will have, one or two traits. But that doesn't make them a narcissist. It's one of those things. So what I see here is that right now they could have some narcissistic tendencies where they are covering for their ego. They do a lot of things for their ego. They say things out of their own ego. They try and protect themselves, things like that. They're very focused right now on their career and money-related things. So that's something to keep in mind. Something here tells me on the same page shows that they do have feelings towards you and that they are really thinking a lot about you, especially with that just for you energy as well. They are thinking a lot about you, but there's also this energy of time. It is going to take some time. I know we have here nearby. That shows that they want to get close to you, but I still feel like things are going to take a little bit of time. And I really feel here, especially since you've got nearby as well, to me, what I'm picking up on with these particular cards is that they want to resolve things in the nearby future so that in time they can also progress with you. So right now in the nearby future they are thinking about how things can fit with you, but they're really focusing very, very heavily right now on money issues and things like that and making themselves look good, especially with the narcissistic energy. And they've got some issues here that they also need to resolve, as we see right here, but they are thinking about you, which I think is quite fascinating. All right, let's go with tarot, and then I'll get into your time frame. I know you got nearby, but I also see time. Okay, so you've got the 9 of Cups here, and you've also got the Fool card. 10 of Cups as well. Let's get all of these. Got the Hermit. Yeah, see, the Hermit is about like thinking, wondering, pondering, contemplating, overthinking as well. Like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm going to do this. But actually taking their time in doing so as well. Page of Swords, 3 of Cups, and you've got here as well. Yeah, some of you, this could be like a third-party situation. Not all of you, just want to say that. Magician. Okay, so the 9 of Cups here shows, right, that they do think about you, but they're also trying to get their emotions in a bit more of a comfortable place. What that means is that they could be focusing more on their ego and focusing more on how the ego feels rather than always focusing on you, let's say. Yes, they are focused on you, but they're not focused on you 24/7. That's, unfortunately they're not. But they are thinking about you, all right? But they're protecting themselves, their ego. They're doing things that emotionally make themselves feel comfortable. And we also see with the Page of Swords, I do feel like there will be a message or something coming at some point. There will be something here. The Hermit we spoke about. The Fool here shows some spontaneous energy, so they can be very spontaneous with things that they do and things they don't do. This also shows that they can be quite immature, okay? So the Magician shows, again, communication will come from them. 10 of Cups here shows that they almost feel like they need everything right in the perfect order in order to make things work with you. So the 9 to the 10 of Cups here shows that it's almost like they need things to be perfect. They need things to look good. They need things to be their way in order for things to progress. Like, they need things to be a certain way. They need themselves to be in a certain state of mind. They need the overall picture to be in a certain mind. They just need things to be their way in order to progress. And that's what I see here, is that they want things to be the way they want it to be. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And of course you've got the Page of Wands and the Magician as well. Page of Swords and the Magician. So that shows here communication. It's just that they really do things in a way in which they're more focused on themselves. So they're a little bit more self-centered and focused on themselves. So yes, that's what I see there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab this time frame here. Okay, so the reason that this time frame, I'm not surprised by this, it says within a year. The reason that it is within a year is because they are quite all over the place. It doesn't mean that it's going to take a year. It just says that it's going to happen within a year, that they reach out to you and they contact you. Because here, as you can see, they're very spontaneous. They seem to go in and out, in and out, in and out, right? They kind of go in a cycle where it's like they want to and then they don't quite do it. They want to, they don't quite do it. So it can happen at any point, is what we're seeing here with the within a year card. Doesn't mean that it's a year from now. It can happen within a year, all right? So again, they kind of, they want to be comfortable with their emotions before they fully allow themselves to feel everything. Of course, they do feel for you, but they also have their own issues. They're quite spontaneous, so they sometimes want to come forward, sometimes don't. They have their own sort of things going on as well. So that really does distract them from coming forward in like a proper way that they would want to otherwise. Does that make sense? So that's really what I pick up right there. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm seeing here. But yeah, they're really inwards focused on themselves and trying to not allow their ego to disintegrate. Does that make sense? Because their ego is very fragile right now, from what I can tell anyways. So within a year, I know it seems like a very like vague thing. I don't know why I'm taking these cards away, but I guess you can like have a look at those as well. But that's what I see. So let's go now to the charms and the letters. Right, I really don't know why I took these away, but it's okay, it's okay. Let's put these on the side here. Okay, so we are going to do the letters. Now this could be their initials, it could be words that represent the situation. Alright, and we are going to look at these. So we've got W, H, oh, why? Why did this happen? Why was it necessary for this to happen? Look, I feel like they live in their own little world most of the time, and they want to understand themselves, they want to get themselves together, they want to feel 100% sure of themselves before taking any big steps or any big progressive leaps, let's say. So that's why, just in case you're wondering why does this have to happen like this? We also have here, wow, I'm seeing the word straight away. We've got here in as well. We also have here win. Why in win? Also, as well, you know, we have got celebration there with fireworks, which I think is interesting. Three of Cups is also known to be a card of celebration, so there is that as well. It's not always a third party card. We've also got here high, you know, like a, so you will get a message. We also got a hymn, just saying. But for some of you, of course, male or female, you know, makes sense accordingly. We've also got my. We've got O. Like we've got win, and then you've also got one. Him and his. That's interesting. You got a V and a B and another Y and a Z. Okay, so those are your letters. Okay, so let's go to the charms now. We barely got anything here, but it's okay. We've got more crystals actually. So you've got here this root chakra cube, as we see here. Reminds me of like a die, right? Because, well, one is die and two of these are dice, right? So you know what I'm talking about in that sense, where it's kind of like everywhere you roll, you just feel like you're a little bit stuck. So you may feel like you're a little bit stuck, but they are as well. They really want to get themselves together in terms of their like root chakra, right? Stability, security. They want those aspects to be as balanced as possible. They want those aspects to come together. So they're really focusing on their root chakra activities going on. We also have the moon here, which is about healing, growth, transformation. So that's something they're also focusing on. They're focusing really on how they feel, their intuition, you know, what makes sense to them, what doesn't make sense, how they feel, how they don't feel. That's a really big thing that's going on for them, is that they want to feel good about things. They want to feel uplifted by things. They don't want to feel too challenged. They don't want to feel, you know, and a lot of these emotions are coming to the surface for them as well. So they're really dealing with those bits and pieces, and they're also protecting their ego, like I mentioned here with this narcissistic card as well, is that they're really trying to protect their ego so that people don't see their vulnerabilities as well. They don't like people to see their vulnerabilities. We've got here a star with dreams, so again they could be getting some synchronicities and dreams and signs from like mother-like presences and energies, but also the dreams are heightening them to be more clear on what they want. So that's what we've got there. You've also got a key here, which really does represent like unlocking something, unlocking new chapters and also committing. You know, that can be something that they're having a bit of trouble with in this particular situation. So that's something to keep in mind. And we also have here another eye as well. So they're really quite self-focused on themselves at this very point in time. That's what's going on. So we saw what's going on. We saw the contact time frame. Yes, I do feel that they will contact you somewhere within a year, as we saw there. It is in the nearby future when you think about it. It's not extremely far away. We're not talking years and years. So, you know, but it is still, it's not exactly tomorrow, is it? So it's one of those things where it's going to happen within a year. I mean, it could happen tomorrow when we talk about within a year, but it's not like, you know, super, super quick, let's say, for all of you. So yeah, it's one of those things, but that's what we're picking up on. So this is your reading. If this resonated with you, of course, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy. And do take care, everyone. All right, so I'm just going to take away these charms first. And then the letters. All right, group number 3. This is going to be your reading with you. For those of you in no contact, when will he/she contact you? Well, are they going to contact you as well? And what is going on in the situation? So first I want to see what's going on, right? I want to pick up on that energy. So what I'm going to do, this is actually your time frame right here. I'm going to move that to the side, and we are going to first and foremost look at what's going on, get some tarot cards out as well, go to the time frame, and then I'll do a charm reading. All right, so I'm not going to keep you waiting too long for that, but I want to see what's going on. So let's have a look and see. Why is there no contact? What is going on here? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Whether you're male or female, all right? That was just a little phrase. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got here, practice self-love. Go with the flow. If anyone's wondering what these cards are called, this is the Reconciliation deck, which I got from Etsy. All right, I just thought I'd mention that because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions, and I did purchase this myself as well. So, you know, I love Etsy. It's got some amazing decks that you just can't find anywhere else because, of course, these are... Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I'm just like, there we go. There we go, got the card there. Yeah, so it's got like some incredible, you know, indie artists and designers on there that sort of make, you know, small batches of their items, and yeah, it's really special. Okay, so we have got those 2 cards. We've also got yes, so they are going to contact you. That's a good confirmation to have, a yes. Okay, it's a big tick. And then we've got here as well, narcissistic. Let's see what else we have. Lopsided effort. Money matters. And this one is your last one, and it is a growth and transformation. Okay. So here's what's happening. They are really not putting in as much effort, right, as you are. The thing is, they are going to contact you. So then there's that, right? It just goes to show as well. They are really very, very heavily focused on themselves. That's literally what's happening. They are focused so heavily on themselves that they literally just see themselves in that sense. So they are quite selfish in that regard. I see that with the narcissistic card as well. Being selfish doesn't mean that someone is narcissistic, but people can have narcissistic traits without actually being a narcissist. Does that make sense? So what I see here is more so traits rather than them actually being a narcissist in that sense. So, you know, narcissistic is like narcissistic traits, not exactly them being a narcissist. I hope that makes sense, because people can have little traits here and there of narcissism or a narcissist without actually being one. So I just thought I'd mention that. So here they are, right now they're really focused on themselves. They're focused a lot, like very, very heavily, I also believe, on their ego, protecting their ego, maintaining their ego towards others as well. So others see them as, strong and powerful and confident. Inside, they are really suffering. And that is something that's being picked up here with these cards. Practice self-love. So obviously, their self-esteem, their self-confidence has taken a toll. Like, it's taken a hit in regards to the two of you not being in contact. Like they feel a huge gap, a big void within themselves. However, they don't want to acknowledge that to themselves, let's say. And so that's what I really see here with this whole practice self-love energy, is that they definitely, their energy has taken a huge toll, but they are just focusing really on themselves. They feel like if they just focus on themselves, they get themselves together, everything will just go away. That's not really the case here. Right, so they're just going with the flow. They just think okay, I'll just focus on myself, I'll do some self-love, it's all going to be just fine. But what they don't realize is that actually a lot of this has happened because of their distance from you. So that will tempt them to reach out. And of course, lopsided effect here, effort means that they're not really putting in as much effort towards you that you are towards them, in terms of how much you're thinking about them and how much you're focusing on them. Still, they have that void inside of them, but they don't recognize fully that it's because of you, but they will, okay? So yeah, growth and transformation here shows that they have a lot to work on within themselves, a lot in terms of their self-confidence and their self-esteem and what they're doing towards themselves, how much they're doing towards you, what they're putting in, what they're not. They have a long way to go in that sense, but it also shows here as well that they are focusing very heavily on matters in regards to money, so financial aspects. That could really be something quite big right now for them to focus on. Perhaps they're losing out in regards to money or business and things like that. So that's really their biggest focus right now, is money, and also coming across as very strong. They want to come across as strong and not vulnerable to people around them. They don't like people seeing them as weak, and so one of the things that they do is they can sort of cover all of that up with some of these more narcissistic traits, I would say. Okay, so they're really focused really heavily on themselves right now, personal growth, transformation, looking after themselves in a way where they're trying to also come across as a stronger person. So yeah, that's what they're doing here, especially with go with the flow as well. They're just trying to ride things out and just go with how they feel and why they feel those particular things. That's essentially what I pick up here in regards to these particular cards. So I hope that helps, but for sure they are struggling with themselves, and they're not putting in as much of that emotional or let's say spiritual energy as you are, in terms of the effort, right? It's not exactly balanced. But they will realize in time that they're not doing as much as they could be. So let's go with tarot cards, and then I'll bring you the time frame, which is literally right there anyway. So we've got the Eight of Wands, okay, so this is the go with the flow kind of energy. Actually, let's just put that there. They're going with the flow, they're doing what feels right, they're doing what feels good to them. The Nine of Swords here shows, look, they really don't feel good about themselves, okay? There is some overthinking, anxiety, worry. Their ego feels shattered to me, but they're trying to build it up, right? So that's the Nine of Swords here. They know that they have a lot to work on in regards to themselves. So that's what we see. And they also don't want to drag you into their problems. That's something that I'm also picking up on. They want to seem strong and confident, like they've got themselves together. They want to maintain a very strong image of themselves in your mind. Take that information as you will. So we've got the Tower here as well. They're really not doing well. You can see it here. They might pretend like they're doing very well, or post things on social media like they're doing very well, or come across like their life is fine. It really isn't. They're struggling a ton, especially with the Tower. This is also why they can't put in that equal effort that you want them to, because they're just not in a place where they can. So the Tower shows that very much so, with the whole lopsided effort energy, especially, with that very strong Tower. You've got the Three of Swords here, which for sure shows that they are not doing well. They've definitely got some issues and some things that they need to figure out and resolve. You've got here heartbreak and sadness and frustration. There is definitely a void in their heart because of you. Not because you've caused any problems, just want to say that. I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but because of how much you did. And that's something that they just can't fill up with anything else, you know. And yes, they are trying to grow and transform and practice self-love, and they know they need to do that healing, and they know they need to, but they sometimes don't really recognize that actually everything that they're feeling is because they have in many ways lost you. Does that make sense? So that's the Three of Swords right there, and that's why they know they need to, like, you know, somehow heal themselves. Then you've got the Queen of Swords. So of course that shows here action and intention, and it shows here a yes in terms of wanting to communicate with you and reach out to you. You've got the Three of Pentacles, so this is the money card, right? Money matters card. I really feel like this is the one that goes here, because this is about career. This is about focusing on matters in regards to the finances as well. They are really distracting themselves with their finances and wanting other people to look at the good jobs that they're doing. And yeah, so this is a real career card in that sense as well. It's a money card as well, Three of Pentacles in that sense. They're really just distracting themselves as much as they possibly can with their career. And then you've also got the Five of Cups. So this is the real energy here of perspective and wanting to change their perspective. So growth and transformation, wanting to focus more on the things that they can resolve and the things that they can do and how they can do things better in that sense. So the Five of Cups here shows that right now they're sort of focusing on things fallen over and the not so great things, but they will change their focus and shift onto things that did go well in the situation, right? So with growth and transformation comes also a new perspective, and that's what develops, you know, over the course of time, and that's what they will be able to do. They'll be able to understand more of your perspective and the things that you did and how you did do things very well and how you were very kind and caring and very brave and sharing and, you know, all sorts. And so that is what I see here in that sense. So, you know, that is what I am picking up on. So that's what we have there. Now let's go to your time frame, which of course is very important. So we will definitely have a look and see what is happening in that direction. All right, so let me just take away this crystal. So we've got here within a month. All right, so that's what we have there. Within 1 month. There's a bit of emphasis on 30, which I think is interesting. But yeah, so within a month is what we have. So let's go to your charms and your letters. Now they're focusing quite heavily on themselves, right? And what I think is really important also to mention with this particular time frame is the more heavily you're focused on a time frame, the more it can move backwards. And the reason for that is because with the law of attraction, what's really important is to know the outcome, but also to detach from the outcome. That's why also, just as an example, that's why so many people, when they really want things like money, for example, right? And in that moment, they can really want it and want it and want it, but often it will come to them when they least expect it. So what's really important here is to know the time frame, yes, but also to detach from it so that you focus more on yourself rather than on them. Because the more you focus on them and wanting this outcome to come true, and the more you are obsessed with it, the more law of attraction kind of blocks it, right? Because law of attraction works when you also least expect it as well, and when you're putting more energy and effort into things happening in your life as well. So what's really important is focus on the things going on for you right now. Focus on yourself. Try and limit the amount of energy you give to them. Instead, give more of that energy to yourself. And you can find that it works, you know, in reverse, essentially, where the less energy they have from you, the more they're tempted to, you know, come forward because they have to use their own energy. The more energy you give to them, the more they can be stagnant and not really want to do anything. So it's really important you shift your focus to yourself and focus more on you. That's very important. Okay, so letters. This can be initials. It can be words that spell out certain things in your connection. Okay, so we've got a Q and a W, E, N, P. So we've got pen as well, right? So they could write to you, because I said, you know, write, like write, they could write to you. We've got an F and an L and an R and a Z. Okay, so those are your words right now as well. They're in a space right now. They're really wanting to be zen. So we have got that right there as well. Okay, so that's what we have. Let me now get some charms. Okay, so we've got here willpower. So again, they are really focusing on their strength. That's really the big thing as we pick up. We've also got some of those letters here as well, like the W and the P and the L and the R, which match in that word, which is interesting. You've got another P as well, and you've got another I. Oh, well, you've just got one I actually. So again, see how much they're focused on themselves. That's very interesting. The other thing I saw as well is like pi, you know, the number, well, what is pi? So 3 point, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the thing that I saw was the number 3, right? And then obviously here, you've got here like 30, so you've got 3 there. You've also got the 3 of swords as well, which is also the number 3. So yeah, there's something about the number 3 as well that's quite significant here. Then you've also got a rabbit as well. Shows that they have, you know, intimate feelings towards you. Also, you've got here the dog as well. That signifies loyalty. So they do, you know, it's almost like they can't forget you. This key here, commitment, is what I'm seeing here. So they're trying to get themselves stronger. They're seeing a lot of dreams and signs and synchronicities for sure, which remind them of you. We see here the star as well. So again, dreaming of you. We've got here another one, another star. You've got here also, I think this is a scorpion. Bear with me, okay, if it's lobster. I think it's a scorpion, but this is here showing that, you know, their emotions are transforming, their emotions are getting stronger, and that they can't really forget about you. Does that make sense? Like, they really can't forget about you. There's a lot of emotional feelings that they have in regards to you, and it's something that they can't really get over. So that's something that's, you know, being picked up quite significantly, that I am seeing there as well. So yeah, that's what I have there. What else do we have? We have got also another key, right? So when they think about you, they think about the fact that they have to commit, and they have to do quite a bit, and they have to be very, very progressive in that sense. So I really see that as a very strong thing in the situation. So that's what we pick up there. You've also got here this bird as well. So this is about peace as well. You've got that clover, like, right? It's like very lucky because it's four leaves. And so that's me picking up that they feel like you're very lucky. You know, they can't just replace you. It doesn't work like that. So this axe could show like a very brutal way of like cutting things out or having no contact. We've got here love as well, so they do have those feelings towards you, and they will grow, by the way, right? And you've also got this unicorn as well. So again, they feel like you're very special, irreplaceable, very different, very unique. Like, you can't just, you can't be replaced in that sense, right? Because you're so special. Like, they can try to do all of these other things and, you know, try and like pretend like it doesn't exist, but their feelings do exist, which we're picking up on, as you can see. So that's what we have got right there, and I really hope that that helps you. But yes, we definitely got a lot of information out in the reading, and the fan on the device has just decided that it wants to go off, and you know, what timing right at the end of the reading. So that is what we have. So let me know, you guys, let me know how this resonates, and if it you know, if it makes sense, etc. And we'll see what is coming through in that sense. So yeah, let me know. All right, so let me know in the comment section below, and we will see. But yeah, that is pretty much it, to be honest. So if this reading does resonate with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy. So of course my Etsy store is down below, and yeah, I have intention items on there as well. And I just love Etsy these days. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but it's so beautiful. You can find so many beautiful decoration pieces as well on there. I have have an Etsy store as well, as many of you do know, but you can find some beautiful things by other artists and creators. There's also like beautiful, I saw some beautiful like ceramic dishes which were like beautiful, and they had like you know, like a palm on it, and you know, these are all beautiful handmade items. So I'm definitely going to be hopefully like incorporating some more of these like handmade items into my decoration space here as well. But there's so many beautiful items on there. There's also, like I mentioned before, people that make their own decks on there and sell them. Yes, it's a little bit more pricey, but of course, you know, they don't have publishers and things like that. They get it all done themselves. Of course, you know, they have to. So yeah, it's just really special. So I definitely recommend you guys to check out Etsy for, you know, not just my stuff, but also other people making these really beautiful items as well, which are just really well made items, especially this deck. I've just been so surprised with the quality of this particular deck, which is the Reconciliation deck. So it's really special. So yeah, definitely check out Etsy. I have my own store, as many of you know. It's linked down below. It's Moonlight Tarot Store on Etsy if anyone is interested. So I thought I'd mention that as well. So yeah. If this resonates, guys, do let me know. As I mentioned, take care. Hope you all stay safe. And all that good stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you all very, very soon indeed. All right, so take care. Bye.